What up, everybody? I'm about to do a trade recap on one of the trades that I took this week. This is Friday, July 17th. The trade I'm going to recap in was a short from Friday, July 17th. I think I was able to get over 140 points on this trade. So I'll give you the reasons why I took the trade, what I was looking at pre market, and the analysis and key levels that I ended up marking. Started on the weekly. On the weekly, I did see that there were some higher time frame consolidation, and price was trading from this zone to this zone. So as you can see, bounce, reject, bounce, reject, bounce, reject. So knowing that and seeing what that was doing, I was waiting for some sort of break, whether it will be to the downside, or I wanted to see if for this weekly zone price would end up breaking. We went down to the daily time frame. Daily time frame showed the same thing, just a little bit more detail. Price was in that higher time frame consolidation. So again, we were approaching this demand zone and we wanted to see if it would reject or if it would actually break. On the 4 hour, I marked up some of these key levels. Price was respecting this area, this 4 hour area for some time. It did end up breaking once, but came back. So I was watching to see if price would break this zone and if this zone would get tested again or if this zone would get respected. On the 4 hour, I was able to see that there was a demand zone that we were in. And then I went down to the 1 hour. And for that 1 hour, I saw that a 1 hour supply zone was created right here. So with this supply zone being created, this is a zone that we tested and respected. So I wanted to see at market open, would we come back, reject off of this demand zone and come back up to test the supply zone to then continue bearish, or if we would reject off this demand zone and push through the supply zone to continue bullish. So instead of trying to guess, I wanted to see which one would happen. Scaling down to the 30-minute, it showed the exact same thing, and it let us know that this is a good supply zone to be respected, or it was respected. I did also draw a zone here. This was a 5-minute zone. So my call out to the print club pre-market was we should come up to test one of these zones before continuing down. So I'm just going to show you what happened, and then how we entered in the points that we were able to grab. I was projecting that price would fall down to either 28,500 or 28,400 just because of all of the bearish pressure and the bearish trend that I saw that was occurring. This is a long bearish downtrend with two rejections here and here. So I was expecting price to come up, try to test one of these supply zones, and then continue through for more bearish volume and bearish pressure. Okay, so at market open, price definitely ran up and it hit this 5-minute zone, 5-minute supply zone. And I had this drawn out perfectly. Hit this 5-minute supply zone, rejected. Then price continued to drop. Yes. So for me, my entry, I was looking at the 5-minute and I wanted to see price break this entire, I wanted to see price close and break below this structural point right here. So price did break through. And on the close of this candle, I entered in my trade. Now, I wasn't entirely sure how far it would drop, but I had some projections based on institutional whole numbers and then also looking to the left. I did see that there was nothing directly to the left, so I had to scroll all the way over to this side to see where there could be some sort of new demand zone or some support that would make this reject. So this was my entry, and I was going to target either, like I said, 28,500 or target 28,400. Now I'm going to show you what price ended up doing. Price ended up dropping. So yeah, price ended up dropping pretty steeply. And once I seen that it started to reject in this area down here, I closed the trade. So it legitimately came down to the two projections. Past the first projection, came down to the second projection. Just nearly touched it, and I was able to closed around here. So was able to grab 133 points just off of that. Price definitely ended up rejecting and running bullish for the rest of the day. On a 1 minute, my entry was at the close of the candle once we broke structure. Entered. It just ran down. Yep, and I got out of the trade around here. 133 points. Once I seen that long exhaustion wick on the buyer side, I got out of the trade. Went in with one mini. Um, yeah, that's the trade. Overall, good trading day.